All right, here we are. You already know, um, you've turned 50. You don't know how to deal with it. Kind of like me. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to come to terms with it. Three things that you're going to have to come to terms with, and you're going to have to figure out after you turn 50. Take a ride with me. The first thing that I'll talk about, or that I'll cover, is probably the most important. And I can't stress this enough to talk about how important this first topic that I will cover is stress. Guys, I don't know how else to get across to you guys how important the word stress is, or stress in your life. You gotta let it go. You do, man. I mean, you've got to let the stress go. You've got to figure out what is causing you the most stress, and maybe more importantly, who is causing you the most stress. I can tell you right now, from turning 50 and learning what I've learned over these 50 years, I can say the most important part of getting older is learning to let go of stress, learning to get rid of it. You just got to get it out of your life, man. I mean, you do. You've got to, like I said, probably the most important part of the stress, figuring out what's causing it and figuring out how to get rid of it. I've got high blood pressure. I take I'd say a mild blood pressure pill. Been on it for, about a year now. Well, no, not quite a year, about 8 months, I guess. But, I go to take a DOT physical for my job and find out, wow, I've got super high blood pressure. News to me, right? Had no idea. Did not have a clue. But now I do feel better since I got on the medication. Been taking it as I should, and I do feel better. I will say that. I do. But I think, could be, eating also, but I think a lot of that blood pressure problem is stress. I really do, man. I mean, it'll raise your cortisol. I mean, there's so many detrimental things it can do to your life. Stress, man. Figure out who's causing it. That's one. I mean, some people, I guess sometimes in life, your stress is brought on by a person. So if that's the case, you got to cut that loose, man. You got to get rid of that. You got to get that stressful person out of your life. Or if it's somebody super close to you that, there's not that's not an option, maybe you got to reevaluate your situation with them, and go, hey, this person's causing me a lot of stress and causing my blood pressure to be raised, and I've got to do something here, I guess I'll end on the stress part of it. Guys, life is too short, man. I mean, they say that, but man, it really is. It's too short to be running around here stressed out all the time over every little thing, man. You got to learn how to let the stress go. Get it out of your life. I'll say number 2 is figuring out what's important. What's important in your life? What is really important? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And that's something that you've got to, I guess you got to figure out. What's really important to me, may not be super important to you, So you got to figure that out. Figure out what's important in life. What's important to you? What's important to your family, right? I'll say, as far as I'm concerned, what's important to me is my family. You know, that's what's important. My family is what's important to me. My wife, my kids, that's what's important in my life. My wife, my kids, you know, my job's important, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to sit here. I will not put my job over my family anymore. I've stopped doing that. No more. No more. My job, I have to have my job to feed my family, but I am not going to miss ball games. I'm not going to miss my kids' activities, school functions. I'm not going to miss them anymore for work. I'm not going to do it. You know, I'm lucky that I've got a job to where, you know, they work with me. I tell them, you know, hey, I've got to, you know, my son's got a ball game this afternoon. I got to leave an hour early, and I can. But, you know, some people, you know, are not that lucky, and I understand that. But as far as I'm concerned, no more. You know, my family is coming first, and that's just the way it is, period. So that's what's important to me. My family's what's important. That's what matters. It took me a lot of years to understand that, and some very close loved ones dying and seeing it happen. I learned that, man, you can't get those years back. You can't get that time back. You can't. You know, what matters is those times you go fishing or go hunting or go play golf or ride down the road together, go riding back roads, whatever it may be, going playing pool or going swimming or whatever your hobby might be with that person that you care about and you love. You know, you go with that person and you spend that time, you can't get that back, ever. You can't ever get it back. Those memories are worth way more than money or anything else. So cherish that. Cherish your family, cherish your loved ones. Make that important if it's not already, right? I mean, to me, that's what's important to me. So that's number 2. What's important? Figure that out. And if you hadn't figured that out by 50, you need to start. You need to get in gear on figuring that out. I'll go over the third one, hobbies. Listen, guys, I know you work and you got to feed your family. You got to take care of your family. You know, I know that and I understand that. But you got to have some me time. You got to have a hobby. Mine is golf. That's my hobby. I love to play golf. I enjoy it. It's, you know, I get out there, even if I'm by myself, I enjoy it. I enjoy getting out there and playing golf, and I just have a good time. You know, that's my thing. I love to hunt. I love to fish. I love to shoot pistols, you know, guns. I'm a firearm person. So, you know, I really enjoy that. So I've got to do that. I got to decompress. That's kind of my decompression, right? So hobbies are very important. I know a lot of people don't, you know, they work so much, they feel like, well, I don't have time to do this or have time to do that. Make time. Make time to do it. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Nobody else is going to do it but you. But that's my 3 things, guys. In the next video, I've got several more things. We're going to talk about financials. We'll talk about 401ks. We'll talk about investing, and we'll cover the family aspect of it a little more too. But you know, this is my 3 things that are the most important after turning 50 and figuring out, you know, those 3 things right there. If you can get those in line, I'm sure you can handle turning 60, guys, right? That's what we all want to do. We want to see that next birthday. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And thank you so much for taking your time to watch my video.